This lesson is about a special capability of the color object and also demonstrates another mechanism for creating loops in Java. The color class has methods that provide new colors that are darker or lighter versions of itself. This paint method fills a series of rectangles from left to right in the window, and each one is slightly darker in color than the one that came before it. Each rectangle is drawn so it covers half the height of the window and is 50 pixels wide. The purpose of this is for the program to draw a series of these rectangles side by side across the top half of the window. Here, the initial color is set to yellow. Notice the construction of this loop. The while statement will cause this block of code here to repeatedly execute as long as this value, x, is less than 300. With x initially set to 0, it'll certainly be true on the first pass. At the top of the loop, the color is set into the graphics object, so it'll be the one used to render the rectangle. The fillRect method paints the rectangle in the specified location. Now, the next rectangle should be to the right and adjacent to the current one, so the value of x is adjusted by the width of the rectangle that was just drawn. Here is where the color is changed. The existing color, which has its address stored in the reference named color, has a darker method that's called to produce a new color object. The address of the new color object is stored in the reference replacing the one that was already there. This program no longer contains a reference to the previous color object, so Java will destroy it and recycle it if necessary. The program has forgotten about it, but Java never forgets or loses anything. It's a very tidy housekeeper, and it'll pick up behind you no matter how sloppy you decide to be. After the body of the loop is finished, if x is still less than 300, the loop executes again, and another rectangle is filled using a new color. This process continues until rectangles have been filled all the way across the window, each one in a color darker than the one that preceded it. The value of x is then reset to 0 to start over, and the value of y is adjusted so the rectangles will now appear in the lower half of the window. The starting color for this loop is dark gray. The only difference inside the body of this loop and inside the body of the previous loop is that the color is set to brighter than the one that came before it. Here's what happens when we compile and run the program. As you can see, it doesn't take long for a color to reach its terminal condition. The yellow goes completely black after about 4 shades of becoming darker, and the dark gray color turns completely white after 4 shades of being set to brighter. These methods are not really meant to produce shading. They're meant to select darker and lighter colors to produce that beveled edge look on buttons. There's more than one way to produce gradual shades of color in Java, and we'll be looking into one possible approach in the next couple of lessons.